anything goes for the championship.
This right here is what it's all about. Adonis stops his forward motion and delivers a diving neck breaker. He's out.
Paul Chan has been eliminated.
But MK grabs Manny's lemon. Oh my gosh! Manny able to get out of the fireman carry, deliver his own, and goes for the slam. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. That's another elimination. The Enforcer comes off the ropes and is leveled. Going for the slam. He delivers it. Filter, who has been nothing but a thorn in Bishop's side. For weeks, we have seen the two of them brawling outside of the ring in the parking lot. Oh my gosh! F-bombing Lemons into the mat. What is 1, 2. That's it? Filter gives him a wink and a nod. What? There's no way that... Folks, I'm not sure. It's a beautiful day in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. Welcome to Wrestling at the Gateway. Hello, folks. Lauren Gardner here, the Cicerone, calling the action today on this episode of Devotion Championship Wrestling. On the card today, after proving his colors and turning more a Judas than Jesus, Tombstone faces the Brother Smith in a 2-on-1 non-title match. In singles action, after Lola kicked cutting where it counts, she'll be taking him on in a 1-on-1 match, and we'll see if she can beat the odds with Glade in her corner. But first, after last week's devastating loss, former champion Manny Lemons will be addressing the devoted faithful. In fact, let's go to the ring where he's making his entrance. Despite being jumped by Filter in the middle of a match, Manny Lemons holds his head up high. Manny Lemons is the embodiment of what we at DCW stand for, and that is honor and integrity. It's not every athlete that is willing to come back and face the public right after such a devastating and honestly heart-wrenching defeat. But here's Manny Lemons, ready to address the devoted faithful with a smile on his face.
How is everybody doing tonight? Man, in the COVID era, it's always excited to be here at the Gateway every other, 3 Saturdays a month, right? Every other Saturday, who gives a crap? It's just exciting to be here, that's all I know. But skip to the equation. The reason why I'm out here is because the last time we were here, there's been a lot of conspiracy theories going on. And this one particular, with Marlon Bishop and Filter, laid me down in the ground and crowned a new champion, Marlon Bishop, the last episode last week.
I advise staying away from the dirt sheets, but it does look like Bishop and Filter might have an alliance.
I really don't know. It's tough to say. I know that Marlon Bishop, you and I have unfinished business, so get your ass out here!
It takes a big set to challenge someone like Marlon Bishop, but here Manny is calling him out. Oh, jeez. Of course, we know that music does not represent the Enforcer, but instead, the Ice Cream Man, the pineapple-clad Tom Chad. I don't know, is that a flashlight he's got there, or not really sure. Not sure where he's picking up these new moves, maybe over at Northern Exposure. Regardless, he's not doing the craft any favors at all. But I'm sure he'll now regale us with his fine diction and rhetoric. No doubt. Yep, like I said.
Hey.
Oh, yes. Manny, this is what I've been talking about, brother. All of a sudden, you're number one contender again? Just because you're the man with the plan, the guy who signs the checks? Why are you number one contender? You haven't done anything. No reason.
These working?
Here, let me help you out, sweetheart.
No, Manny, we know where that's been.
This one's working.
We know where
Okay.
that microphone has been.
First off, you're not buff and handsome, so what are you doing out here? Secondly, if you were listening, I never once ever said anything about me being the number one contender. But since your fat ass is out here, why not today, you and me, one more time, and the winner is the new #1 contender for the DCW Heavyweight Championship.
That's what you get, Tom Chad. Start throwing around accusations. Someone's going to call you out on it.
Manny, you're not going to like the beating I'm giving you tonight. But I'm going to love the beating I'm going to give you tonight, Manny.
There you go, folks. Coming up later in the show. Apparently, we're going to see it. But first, let's see what happened with Lola and Cutting 2 weeks ago. Now we will finally get to see who William Cutting was able to tag up with Josh Glade, the Bearded Lady. Hunter coming right in with a right cross and drops the Domina Barbatas. And look at Titan's power. Titan and Hunter in the ring. Off the ropes comes the Bearded Lady, up in the air, and I don't think anyone is getting up from a double choke slam like that. Goes for a big elbow drop, but the Bearded Lady able to evade not once, but now twice. She gets a tag from Josh Glade. Josh Glade comes in, fighting for what he hopes is just a few minutes with his beloved dog. Lola kicking, cutting below the equator. Lola is urging Glade to follow her, but the match is still going. What does this mean for the Bearded Lady? Oh gosh, slamming her right into the middle of the ring. Titan goes up to the second rope. A diving headbutt, and both men go for the pin. That's it, folks. The beating the Pillars gave continued after the end of our television broadcast, and out came Harvey Whipplebaum.
Andrew so well didn't want his belt. Well, somebody's going to sign for it tonight.
Whipplebaum, the current holder of the Devotional So-Well Worldwide title, then pulled out what appeared to be a contract using the Bearded Lady's hand to sign, and then left the DSWWWIC title with the comatose Bearded Lady. We now go backstage as the Bearded Lady herself is in chambers with Harvey Whipplebaum Esquire.
What did you do? What did I sign? I don't want this piece of crap.
Crap? Crap?
Yeah.
That's the prestigious. I don't remember now. Oh well, title. And I chose you to defend it. I mean, look at you. If you're not championship material,
Who is? I suppose you're right. But what does it represent? What does this title even mean?
I have no idea.
Okay. I'll accept under one condition, that you manage me going forward between your brain and my beauty. We will be unstoppable.
You got a deal. Oh.
So here we are ringside with the continued battle for the doll and thus the power of Josh Glade.
All these people saw him choose you over that doll, but I got that, which means I get him.
Of course, before Lola cutting down, we saw that he had won the doll through the ladder match, which Josh Glade forewent to save Lola, who had been attacked by William Cutting. Now Cutting handing out the left hand of truce. Of course, Lola too smart for that, but oh my goodness sakes alive, did you see that neck breaker delivered by Cutting? If Glade was worried about Lola outside of the ring, I can only imagine the mental anguish he's going through now as we see Cutting wrap Lola up into an inverted sharpshooter with his foot pressed right in the back of her head, rubbing it into the mat. Ridiculous. Oh gosh, an inverted kickstart. Our referee, Izzy, trying to make sure that Lola can continue. A wicked elbow drop. Cutting goes for a pin. Lola able to kick out still. Gets a shoulder up. Cutting. Look at his face. Sadistic. Oh, this is hard to watch. Lola's got to be able to protect herself, to defend herself for the match to continue. Otherwise, our official would have to call it. Now just taunting with Lola, adding insult to injury, lifting her up to her feet by her ears. Oh, and now up in the air by the ears, ragdolling her. Oh my goodness. Across the ring. Going for a second pin, this time actually hooks a leg. Lola kicks out at 2. A lot of fighting, Lola, and the devoted faithful are behind her. You can hear them cheering her on. But the more they cheer, the more it incentivizes Cutting to deal out pain. Shades of Chris Benoit with a crippler crossface, but instead he's got the butcher's hooks in. A referee giving him a 5 count, and if he's not careful, the way this is going, Lola will end up with the win out of his disqualification. With a stern warning from the referee, there's no doubt he knows he's on thin ice right now. However, he's looking to finish things with the anxiety attack. I fear Lola. She looks like she's completely out. Josh Glade has seen enough. He's coming in and taking matters into his own hands to the delight of the devoted faithful. Seeing Cutting get his comeuppance. The raw power of Josh Glade as he easily picks up the diminutive Cutting and power slams him into the mat. But the confused Glade is urging Lola to go for the pin. But the referee's saying no. I can only imagine she will rule this as a disqualification due to Josh Glade's intervention. And for Lola's sake, a good thing he did. Who knows what Cutting would have gone on to do, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner as a result of a disqualification, William Cutting!
In anticipation of our next match, earlier today we caught up with Brother Austin.
Great Watcher, and I'm calling out to the real Great Watcher, not that false prophet, Tombstone Judas. Now, if only you could send me a brother I can count on, a good brother. Brother!
You're back! Oh, you're back! I am back! And you know else who knows I'm gonna be back? It's Tombstone Judas. Because I'm mad. I'm really mad because you turn on him, you turn me on. I mean, you turn on me. Tombstone Judas, I'm your worst nightmare. You better say your prayers.
This is also true.
Wait for me, brother.
With all the competitors here in the ring, we are ready to embark on, folks, what I can only call a holy war, as the Brother Smith look to take on their former Great Watcher in the current Tombstone Judas. And of course, in classic Brother Smith fashion, a game of rock, prayer, scissor to see who is going to take on their former mentor, their former watcher. I think Brother Austin, who is starting, is ready to take Tombstone Judas to Sunday school. Brother Austin showing off the gains that he has seen in recent months. I've said it in the past, Brother Austin possibly one of the most improved athletes in the DCW locker room this year. He's even got the poses down. See how he's curling his foot there, show off his calf muscles, but Tombstone Jesus always a formidable foe, not one to turn your back on as Tombstone Judas comes in from behind and starts raining down those right hammer fists into the back of Brother Austin. Now with a couple of back elbows and a hip toss to boot, Tombstone Judas is looking to carry momentum and continue throughout this match. He is off to a good start. And that's what comes with being a veteran, a wily veteran, someone who's been around the block. And now his Iscariot elbow drop over the top rope, goes for a cover, 1, 2, kick out at 2. Our referee Ian able there to clearly see the count. He might wear glasses, but he doesn't need him to see that. Tag is made, and in comes Brother Chatwin. Great work between the brethren, keeping their opponent in the corner there as they can make use of a 5 count here, coming off the ropes, and a double prayer chop puts the former Watcher on his posterior. Brother Chatwin, who I've seen in the back just reading the good book furiously, is all hopped up and ready to go. Tags in Brother Austin, who felt the true rage of Tombstone after winning the core championship. Continually using his prayer chop style, Brother Austin by far has the most to prove in this match. Off the ropes comes Tombstone Jesus, and down he goes with a roundhouse punch coming from Brother Austin, dragging Tombstone Jesus into the corner now. Brother Austin makes a tag to Brother Chatwin. The Brother Smith have gone through it all, going side by side, 2 by 2, winding each other up and releasing the fastball special. Brother Chatwin continuing with the prayer chops, puts Tombstone down on his side, pulls him back up into the corner for another tag, and Brother Austin comes in. We're seeing some great continuity here between the two of them. And this is a perfect example of the pompous attitude we've seen from Tombstone, because he's already at a stamina disadvantage with these two youngsters, and on top of that, they've got the numbers game, but Tombstone is coming back strong and fierce, throwing suplex after suplex, goes for a cover, 2. Brother Austin kicks out at 2 3/4. That was close. Tombstone, frustrated, goes for another pin attempt, only to be stopped in his tracks in 1. And not unlike a trapped animal, this is when Tombstone is at his most dangerous. When he is frustrated, when he is backed into a corner, he starts pulling out the dirty moves, the moves that he's learned along that long, hard, dusty road. Tombstone driving his knee repeatedly, into the elbow. That is hard to watch, folks. Is it sufficient damage to get a pin? Not yet. Brother Austin, still a lot of fight, a lot of vinegar in him. Kicks out at 1 again. Tombstone, audibly frustrated at this point, goes with a sleeper hold. But Brother Austin has something that Tombstone can only hope for, and that is the power of his companion. That is the devoted faithful rallied around him, letting them know who they stand with. But right now, it is not enough as Tombstone drives his knee into Brother Austin's face. Tombstone looking to take things to the mat with a side headlock takeover. Smartly, Brother Austin trying to defend himself with a barbed wire face cross. Not enough, though, as Tombstone is able to reverse it, locking the elbow. The elbow that he's already done damage to throughout this match. Ever resilient, though, Brother Austin climbing, gets to his feet, and delivers a jawbreaker. I think Tombstone's first visit tomorrow morning would be to a dentist. Tag is made. Brother Chatwin says he's ready for this, and drops a leg on Tombstone like KRS-One drops science. Tombstone kicks out at 2. Brother Chatwin with a plan, though. Chatwin knows, if you've noticed throughout this match, Chatwin knows how much getting this retribution for Brother Austin, how much it means to his companion. And so he's always, wait a second! Oh my gosh! What was that? Brother Chatwin just nailed Brother Austin with the good blow.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Tombstone Judas!
Tombstone, perhaps Tombstone was just the Sanhedrin, and it's actually Brother Chatwin who is the Judas. What blood-filled will be purchased with this win tonight? As we shift gears now, folks, DCW management received an anonymous request for a cameraman to be backstage this morning. The following is what was captured on tape.
Well, if it isn't the fascist with the grunt-style squaw.
It's funny, because I've been looking for you too.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, first Roman and then Tim.
Yeah, and you know what? You're next, because our actions speak louder than words!
All right.
Get him! You get that fascist! Yeah! You're not so strong! You're not so grunt! We are more damaging than you! Hit him again! go.
Ring the bell, here we go.
Manny Lemons starting things off with a, I would say, spot on
Tom Chad, you gotta give it one more go.
impersonation.
One more go, let's go.
Tom Chad wants to see another one, though. Shouldn't have gone for it, as Tom Chad takes an opportunity to bring it in from behind. The old Patterson special. And despite how he's gone about it, this is good strategy for Chad in getting Lemons on his heels right off the bat. Like I said, it's a matter of how you look at it. Manny comes back with a couple of roundhouses to the breadbasket, one to the side of the head, drops Tom Chad to a knee. You know, it is crazy to me that Tom Chad could turn on such an about face that in, just 5-6 months ago, these two were tag teaming together as the Citrus Express. And to see so much hatred from Tom Chad now, after all the affordances that Manny Lemons has given him and has brought to Utah Wrestling, it's just ungrateful. Manny on a roll right now, his second hip toss there, and he knows he's feeling it too. The devoted faithful clearly behind him goes in looking for a monkey flip, but not enough leverage to flip a man of that girth. And now it is Tom Chad who has got Manny in the corner, lining him up like a freight train. He comes in, but Manny dodges out of the way, and there is the leverage needed. Monkey flipping Tom Chad. Manny is feeling that citrus power throughout his veins, and Tom Chad is looking to take a break. He says he doesn't want to get in the ring. I guess we can assume that the microphone he brought out at the beginning of the show was not true BDE. Manny getting impatient, going out to get Tom Chad to bring him in, and he plants his head right off the apron. Manny does succeed in rolling him back in. And there is that uncanny impersonation of Tom Chad, but he is met with a boot to the guts. Tom Chad looking to set something up here, perhaps a hanging DDT, but what is Tom Chad looking to drop on Manny from above? An amazing feat, if possible. Oh man, that'll hurt your coccyx. Manny now slingshots over the top rope, rolls Tom Chad into a supine position, goes for the pin. Tom Chad gets his hand clearly up on the ropes. Great ring awareness there from Tom Chad, a veteran of 6 years on the professional circuit. Chad blocks Manny and then puts Lemons into the corner. Oh, he has been targeting Manny's head throughout this match. A midnight to 6, elbow right to the back of Manny's head. Manny definitely trying to shrug it off, but repeated strikes to the head is enough to discombobulate, disorientate, and really discourage anyone. I don't care who you are. And with that coda, Chad has put together quite a nice chorus of devastating cranial strikes that have affected Manny to quite some degree. Manny trying to come back as much as he can, swinging his right arm, but for every strike he's had, Tom Chad has had one in return. Manny, playing to his strengths though, comes back with speed and agility, an area in which he has a definite advantage over his demonstrative opponent. Off the ropes comes Tom Chad, and Manny with a big backdrop has got to have the man with a zest for life looking to close things up. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Tom Chad still in the game. Lemons letting everyone know he's still here. He is still an opponent, and he is a force to be reckoned with. As the devoted faithful rally around Lemons, he puts Tom Chad into a fireman carry looking for the lemon drop. Tom Chad able to sprawl out and puts Lemons out on the apron. And as Manny is hanging on the middle rope, Tom Chad targets his head and is looking to go and try that hanging leg drop again. Off the turnbuckle, oh Judas. Oh my gosh, he just nailed Manny right in the head. 1, 2. Manny still able to kick out. That is why you train nonstop, so that the muscle memory kicks in when you are no longer capable of thinking for yourself. There is no doubt in my mind that is what is keeping Manny alive in this match right now. Pulling Lemons to his feet, Tom Chad pitches his opponent into the corner. Lemons, who can hardly stay afoot at this point, having been dealt so many blows to the head, I'm sure it is just excruciating to look at the lights, and with each strike sends that rush of blood pounding in his head. And while Lemons hangs on the top ropes as if it were a burial scaffold, Tom Chad has grabbed Manny's own Lemons and shoves it into his mouth. However, I don't know if that was such a good idea. Tom Chad, perhaps feeling overly confident, is looking to go coast to coast, but Manny is chomping down on that lemon zesty goodness, is now shaking the ropes. Tom Chad comes down hard on both knees, goes into the fireman carry, and the lemon drop. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. That's it, folks! Proving to Tom Chad and all the rest that Manny Lemons has still got it. Thanks for spending this part of your Sunday with DCW. As always, I'm the Cicerone, Lauren Gardner, and until next time, stay devoted.
Now I will kill you.